One of the very first things that I'm focusing on for this ultra marathon is my nutrition, because nutrition is the foundation on which everything else is built. If you don't get this right, everything else has diminishing returns. For an ultra marathon like this, I am prioritizing a high fat and low carbohydrate diet, which is probably the exact opposite of what you expected me to say, because we think back to those pasta dinners before the big game and carb loading during that soccer tournament. Unfortunately, for endurance sports, carbohydrates are effective for a much smaller percentage of the population than you think. The vast majority of the population is going to benefit from a more higher fat and lower carbohydrate diet, and this is why. No, that's not a loaf of bread. That's my cartoon drawing of your mitochondria. Remember from school, the powerhouse of the cell. It's the little organelles found in almost all of your cells that produce energy, or ATP. And now your mitochondria can produce energy in one of two ways, either with fatty acids or carbohydrates. And its preferred fuel source is actually fatty acids. When you take a molecule of fatty acids and mix it with oxygen, mitochondria spit out 9 ATP. But if you use carbohydrates, you only get 4 ATP. That's less than half the amount of fatty acids. Now, carbohydrates also don't need oxygen. So you end up getting a byproduct, an unfortunate one, in lactic acid. Now remember lactic acid, that's that chemical that's released by your muscles when you exercise. It gives you that burning, aching sensation in your muscles that we hate. Now, it is beneficial. It's a signaling molecule. It tells your brain, your body, hey, we damaged this area, let's rebuild it, and let's rebuild it better. But too much of it is going to cause problems as well. There's a bell curve to this. The right amount of lactic acid is going to give you the most return on your muscle gains. But too much lactic acid, now we're down here, we see those diminishing returns. We're not going to get as much muscle growth from it and all of the bad side effects instead. So if we are focused on endurance, we want the most amount of energy possible. This is sustainable energy. This is quick, cheap energy that we use during anaerobic exercise like swimming or lifting weights. Doesn't apply to us as runners.